Hey guys, welcome back. So here we are, moving right along on our project here. I wanted to show you where we're at, what we've been doing so far. So we've got our back plate mounted on here. They're adjustable hitch. Wheelie bars, I'm not real sure how I'm going to do those yet. I'm going to do them a little different, I think, this time. But not 100% certain on that, so I carried on with... Got a steering column mounted here, and so, as some of you might notice, that's a Cub Cadet steering column with a little steering box there. It's actually, I think, quite nice. I'm not like real familiar with the Cub Cadet stuff, but one of my fellow pullers gave me that as they weren't using it, so we're gonna try that out. I think that might be a little bit better. Normally I would have just used the wheel horse steering that I had with the original tractor, which was, I don't know, as far as I'm concerned, the wheel horse steering was kind of crude and not real good, kind of crappy, which was odd for wheel horse being expensive as they were. I would have thought they would have come up with something better than they did, but in any case, we're gonna try this one out this time. So we'll see how that works out. So we've got a hand clutch mounted here. Now this is the hand clutch that came with that motorcycle that I got the engine out of. First couple mods I ever built, I made a foot clutch for them. Used the master cylinder and just made up a foot clutch, because that was what I was used to. I'm not being a bike guy, I didn't really know much about it. It was actually Sandra's suggestion on a mod I built for her before. She saw one of the other pullers using a hand clutch and thought it would be a good idea. Personally, I thought it was a stupid idea, but I did it anyway because that's what she wanted. And turned out she was right. And it was a good idea. I actually liked it. When I drove her machine a couple times, I thought it was good. So that's how I do them all now. I find you sort of feel the control better. Gives you a nice handle to hang on to when you if you're having a bit of a rough ride. So I've been doing them all that way now. We've got our coils mounted up here, out in the air, open so they don't get too hot. Sometimes it can be a little tricky finding a good spot for the coils because you find the leads aren't very long. I like to use the original leads if they're in good condition because they're generally good quality wires. Some of the aftermarket stuff you get is not very good, but the original stuff from Kawasaki is usually very good quality. So I've mocked up our grill here. I'm gonna have to stretch the hood, so I've cut it off. And I do have a pretty good idea how I'm gonna do it. I think that's probably the next thing I'm gonna tackle. So I've also got I made an idler or a tensioner here for the primary chain. So I got that done. So, may seem like I'm kind of jumping back and forth here a little bit, which I am. The reason being, sometimes you'll find what happens is you get working on something and you don't exactly know how you're going to do it. And sometimes you get a brain block. You can't sort of come up with a good idea. That happens to me all the time, so I move on. It's like when you're in school and you're doing a test, the teacher would always say, don't get stuck on one question if you don't know the answer. Move on to the next question. Go back to it at the end. So that's the philosophy I use. If I get stuck on something, I just move on to something else. And usually it comes to me later how I'm going to do it. Sometimes you'll get inspiration by looking at pictures of other people's machines, and it'll get your mind working. So that's the reason for me kind of jumping all over the place. But that's just how I've found it works best for me. So that's where we're at so far, guys. I haven't got that much done this last 2 weeks. I've been pretty busy, but that's the nature of the beast. I can't devote all my time to it. I do have a job, so unfortunately this kind of comes second. But in any event, that's okay. We're going to keep moving. Thanks for hanging out with me, guys. We'll catch you next time.